You leave your glasses again? No.
Find it this morning.
Couldn't find your glasses?
Oh, no.
Do you have contacts? Oh my god. At least you're like, I'm talking about the phone. Okay. It's like far away and stuff, yeah. So like you can't read that, right?
Hey guys.
Morning.
Morning. I'm gonna get started. Thanks for coming. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of an overview of the account management roadmap. So the account manager role for Wedding Spot is still fairly new. We're working on kind of defining it and building out some processes. As you all might know, we're still looking for another account manager, so please put your feelers out. But what we kind of figure out for this role will help, like when we hire this new person, to kind of get us all on the same page of what this role is. So just to give you a little overview of like the Wedding Spot venue pipeline. It starts with sales development, which is kind of sending out emails, kind of like some cold calling, getting people interested. And then a lot of times what our sales development guys do is they set up phone calls for our account executives. They ask them all the questions about their venue pricing. And then our sales ops actually input that into the back end of Wedding Spot. So they put in all the details. And that's where it comes to account management, which would be me at the time. It was Shannon prior for all these free accounts. And then from there, some of the venues will go to the enterprise team, where they'll pay us to be listed on the site. And then they go to account management again, which is Shannon now, for the paid listings. And then, little side note, I don't want to forget about the concierge team. We do have them. They're awesome. They handle all the brides that come to our site. So today, this is where we're talking about, right in the pipeline, the middle, the free account management. So number of listings, we actually have close to like 13,000 total listings, but active and non-deprioritized is about 10,000. So of that, 8,000 or close to 9,000 are free, which is 86% of all the listings, and paid about 1,400. So here's where we kind of started to define the role so that we're all kind of on the same page of what an account manager is. So you can read the little mission statement we came up with. But what I really want to drill into is that this role is more, I would say, 2/3 managing / nurturing and 1/3 qualifying. So part of the reason we put more towards the managing and nurturing is because some of the nurturing can actually count as qualifying for sales, just dependent on like how we grade these venues and bucket them off. So I'm just going to dig into each a little bit more. As far as managing and nurturing go, ongoing projects include like handling inbound requests, profile updates, and then us actively reaching out to these venues to make sure all their information is up to date and accurate on the site so that we send them quality leads. Some newly introduced nurturing initiatives we're working on is a new first wedding booked card, which we actually got the idea from Honeybook to start. So every time a venue books their first wedding, we're going to send them an actual snail mail card to say congrats, give them information on their account manager so that they can reach out. We're hoping we'll get a little more feedback on when people book a wedding. They'll tell us, because right now that info isn't quite clear. And then maybe even some social media posts. Also working on a new account manager intro email. We kind of have a series of emails out there that aren't super effective. So just working on tailoring those to venues today. And ideas for the future, some video tutorials. I'm going to be working with Robin. She's going to help me put together some videos, and Shannon's going to work with us too. And then some blogs and e-blasts. We're introducing Wedding Wednesdays. a new blog for Wedding Spot, and an idea to send out satisfaction surveys. So diving into qualifying a bit then, you can kind of think about this like grades in school. That's how I like to think about it at least. So like A, B, C, D, the most qualified are gonna be like your A's, obviously, and further down the line, less and less. And then working to put these graded venues into different buckets. So we're gonna classify them and segment them off so that we know how to work with them and how to nurture them going forward. And then we're also working on developing a system for the flow. So how these venues move between the buckets and hopefully eventually to enterprise. And then looking at the buckets, so we were talking about the grading system a bit, like what I would consider like D type venues might go in like the no potential bucket. Like they will not upgrade whatsoever. These are kind of like your county and state parks, don't have any marketing budgets. These we usually like won't touch or spend our efforts on unless they reach out to us. And then C's, the C venues would fit more into like needs nurturing bucket. I would say this is where I spend most of my time, working with these venues to update their pricing, keep them interested, know they're appreciated on our site. And then prepping for enterprise would be the next category. These are the ones that are pretty dang close to being ready to hand off to a sales rep. They might just need a little extra love before forwarding them on. And then the A group, we really don't touch that much. Those are the ones that are going straight to enterprise. They're calling all those already. And we're kind of hands off from there and letting them work on the sales portion. That's what I got. Any questions?
Stacy.
Oh, it's John. It's John.
Yeah.
No. So where in the, I guess that flow, does the venue get training on how to use the platform, manage their leads, etc.?
Great question. The question was, where in the flow does the venue get training on how to manage leads, or just on the back end in general? That really would come in more on the account management team, which is where I'm at. We're trying to do a lot of that through video tutorials and emails going out, so that it's less of us reaching out on a one-by-one basis or hopping on the phone with them, because a lot of people will understand if we just kind of spell it out or show them in a video.
How can we help hire for the role? What are you looking for? What's the perfect profile?
Okay, the question was, how can we help hire for the role? You just saw the overview of what we're looking for. I would just say, talk to anyone you know who you would think is really good at developing relationships. Personally, I want to make a deeper connection with the venues. I know a lot of times it's business, especially from their end too. But I like to remember that there's people on the other end of those phone calls. And just someone who's good at developing those relationships would be great. Anything else? All right, we're done.